Hey folks, welcome to the video. Today we are looking at Crush of Worms, which is a spell which has create 3 worm tokens, and if you've cast this card from your graveyard, create 3 worm tokens. Has buried 30. You're not going to be casting it from your graveyard anytime soon. And then Sandworm Convergence is a support. That used to terrify me when I first started playing, when Greg put this down. At the end of your turn, summon a 5/5 worm token. So that's a really good card. We'll make sure we use that. And then a shout out to one I don't have, which is Garruk Primal Hunter, which is a Vanguard, and that has a -6 of create a worm token for each of your buffed creatures. So let's just have a look and make sure it is the same 5/5 worm token. We can tap on that. There it is. There is a 6/6 worm that one card creates, and I'll do that in a separate video. But this is the 5/5 worm token. So let's jump into the game. While this is getting set up, I just want to say a huge thank you to the handful of you who watch these videos, sometimes leave a comment, sometimes like them. Really do appreciate you, and the handful of people who've subscribed as well. This is a project I've set out to do for myself. I'm not planning or attempting or even wanting to become a content creator. There are some brilliant people out there doing reviews, showing off different decks, showcasing different cards and doing all sorts of really cool stuff. I'm certainly not planning to emulate that. This is a project I started doing because I found a card that made the wrong token. And then I thought, how many cards are there that make tokens? And then I kind of looked through them and thought, well, I've not seen quite a few of these before. And I just set out to look at them all, and I thought it would be fun to video them and put them on here. So it's kind of grown arms and legs and become a thing. But I don't plan to create a channel and do a thing. You know, this is just a project. So I appreciate every one of you who comes along and lets me know that someone at least is looking at them. It does give me a boost every now and then and keep me going. So thank you, appreciate you. We're 200 tokens in, which is brilliant. There are currently 314 different tokens, creature tokens, created by cards in the game. So we've got quite a few to go yet. And there's a new set out in April. So no doubt we'll get a couple of more tokens then. And by the way, I'm only doing tokens generated by cards. Not planeswalkers, principally because I've got all the cards that make tokens, so I can show you all of those, but I only have about a third of the planeswalkers, and there's quite a few that make tokens that I simply don't have, and it would annoy me that I couldn't be complete about that. So that's principally why I just wanted to look at the cards. So there we go. Right now we are doing lots of mass conversion, and we've got Sandworm Convergence down, which after a couple of goes has put some worms down for us. I know there's a lot of power creep, and there is genuine power creep in the standard right now, and I think it's getting to the point where it's harmful if they keep at it. But nonetheless, the big dangerous loops are still all legacy, aren't they? So obviously Omniscience is the big daddy of those. But there's also Prism Array. And that's a really, really important loop card. I use it all the time in legacy events. It's a hugely important loop card, very powerful card. What else? Wizard class. That's gone into legacy now, hasn't it? Really powerful driver of loops. So if you haven't got a complete legacy collection and you're thinking, I'll never get Omniscience, I'll never be able to have that power card, don't chase it. Try and chase Prism Array, which is a rare and much easier to get, and Wizard class, much easier still. And those are great cards you'll be able to loop with and have some fun with. There we go, we played our first Crush of Worms. So we got that down, that's really good. So what I'll do is I'll play this until the loop timer ends. It's quite nice because I don't have to do anything, I can just chat. There's another Crush of Worms. We've got some Stitch in Time, which is a brilliant card, but again, it's a masterpiece, so if you don't have it, don't fret it. There's plenty of other cards you can use instead. If you don't have Prism Array, basically when you landfall, you draw 3 cards. And you also disable Greg's first creature. So it's actually pretty good. And if Greg landfalls and you've got Prism Array down, you still draw 3 cards and disable his first creature. But the point is, if you're doing loads of green converters, you draw loads of cards and you give them loads of mana and it just loops. And that's really nice. Like this. And then all you need to do is get that loop going, slip in a card every now and then that's going to kill Greg, which in this case is my sandworms. There we go. Are we going to get any more down before the loop timer? What do you think? Yes. Do I get them or will the timer stop? Stop the timer. Oh, that was interesting. I got 2 out of the 3 of them. Huh. Right, there it is. There's the worm. It's common. It's 5/5. There's a stack of 13 of them here, so I'm 65/65. It's green and has the creature type. Well, it doesn't. It's just creature. There are actually 6 tokens that don't have a designated creature type. They're just called creature. I think that's just a mistake at the time when this was created. So we've ended up with no creature type. But there are 6 different ones. And there's the artwork. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Looks like something out of Dune or Star Wars, doesn't it? A giant, big, toothy, desert-bound worm. But actually, the word worm comes from Old English and Middle English and Old Norse as well. And it can mean worm, but it can also mean serpent or dragon. And there's medieval folklore about giant worms that would surround entire towns and crush the towns to death. So much older an idea than science fiction would lead you to believe. But that's absolutely beautiful. This is by Slavomir Maniak from Gdansk in Poland, who's done over 240 cards in Magic, including Sphinx's Tutelage. It's probably the one you'll know best. Right. Since this is video number 200, I hope you'll indulge me with 20 more seconds and allow us to kill Greg, because that would give me an enormous amount of pleasure. So we need to make, no we don't, we need to lock down our hand just in case the loop restarts. Then we need to make, I think we had 3 swaps. So let's go blue, should be 2 left, yeah, 2 left. We go black, oh, extra splash, we'll go green, and that's Dead Greg, the worm token.